I mean, I'm watching what's happening at Virginia Tech, and it moves me. I'm just like, this is really bad. But I think that we have to be careful in how we as a nation proceed in our grief and in our reaction to this. And in my opinion, for one thing, just first right off say, blame. Only blame rests with the kid. That's it. Nothing more needs to be said. And if you don't want that to happen again, check on the gun laws and like that gun check, the 7-day check. Look, that's what happened. Some guy didn't check or whatever, and that's why the kid got some guns. How do you proceed from this? How do you go forward? Don't change anything. Don't do anything. Just tell all the kids. Approach all the students and the class and just say, look around you, and say aloud or ask each other, well, do you have friends? Do you have problems with school? What sort of problems do you have? And just listen to each other's problems. Mm-hmm. And it could be the problem about class. It could be a problem about something else. And you don't have to do anything to help that.
You know what? These writing classes, it sounded like that guy was basically, they were doing that.
Yeah.
And one class...
And nobody bothered to...
The one class they had 80 people at, 70 people didn't show to the next class because this guy was so weird and they didn't want to be around him.
Yeah.
That's kind of disturbing.
I mean, like, I lived with a guy who... Before I lived with
I was thinking of your roommate when this guy was
I lived
not
with
that quiet.
This Filipino guy who was he's this oddball kind of a character. But he would go on and on about wanting to get married to a 14-year-old girl.
Jeez.
13, 14, 15.
Guys, they rest on that show.
And what I realized, is that, and he's a 25-year-old guy too, and the thing is, there were girls who come over and say, oh, you're nice and this, you're cute and you're funny and this and that. But he was just, he was afraid of women.
Yeah.
That's what it was. He was just afraid of women, and I'm not sure exactly. I think he's just kind of letting his culture mask it. But, I was like, Alex, you can get in with any woman, just don't be afraid of them. And that was the thing. Whenever a girl came over, he would just really, he'd just clench up. He just wouldn't, talk and communicate. But in my opinion, that's how the community, or the United States should proceed. They should just turn to each other. And this is in high school and in college. Turn to the other classmates, even the ugly-looking person, or the person that just does whatever. Even the most preppiest, loudest person, even the guy that, this guy must have a problem. Just talk to him and say, well, what's going on, man? How are you doing? What's going on in your life? And are there any problems in your life? What sort of issues? What sort of things concern you and worry you? And then you just talk to people. Talk to each other about your problems, and just that. And you don't have to do anything. Nothing should be expected of you. But it's a wonderful thing to be able to express your what's going on with you.
Yeah. Now
here's the other upside to that. You also expose the people who they got problems, they got issues, and it's I could pick up on it. There are some people, and I've been around them, in various places, and they're just a little bit odd, but what I do is I kind of diffuse them. I kind of like they start getting a little agitated, worked out. I'm like, nah, buddy, calm down, just relax, and just make them, a bit more saner, or just kind of, understand what's going on. But I really feel bad because back in college, I was working in this kitchen, and this girl, who we assume was on the swim team, or at least used to be on the swim team, she would be sitting in there, eating food, and go to the bathroom, come out, eat some more food, go to the bathroom.
Oh, she's purging?
And we're looking at her, and you could tell that her jeans were just hanging on her body. No fat in her legs. Several of us, we noticed it and we realized it, and we're like, and after a while I was like, well, should we do something? Is there something we can do? Do we report? I mean, does she have any friends? Because that's the other thing, she didn't have any friends. Or she would occasionally sit with some people, but it's just, she's mostly a loner, and it's just like, damn, what do we do? Or it's like, there's something we can do. So I feel bad about that.
Did it, whatever happened to her?
I don't know. Well, who knows? Moved on, but or
came
who knows?
Another Karen Carpenter. Who knows?
Yeah.